Hello, my fellow chunks of deoxyribonucleic acid. I'm Mr. Church, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my heavy gunner tank build. It's kind of a Junkies build, kind of a vampires build, but mostly it's a I don't die because I don't fucking want to die build. Now, if you can bear with me through the nerdy, boring, fucking blabbing that's gonna proceed in a couple of minutes, at the end of it there will be several demonstrations of just how powerful this build can be. So, put on your glasses, take a shot of something very strong, because we're about to go somewhere where you fucking wish you never had gone. And no, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited about this. You should be excited about this. You're first going to notice that I have a fuckload of perks, and that is because in legendary perks I'm running full strength, full agility, full intelligence, and full endurance. This is so much fun to play with having these many perks. Now, wait an hour and a half. Okay, there we go. Now, traveling pharmacy is important because I use only super stims. That's because I'm an elitist bastard and I want the feeling of it rushing through my blood. But when you couple super stims with field surgeon, your stim packs and Radaway working quickly, and first aid, your stim packs restore 45% more lost health, and Born Survivor, which is when you fall below 40%, you automatically use a stim pack. If you're only carrying super stims, that's what will jam into your blood. It is a sweet synergy, and it is so effective, and so that's why I'm running Traveling Pharmacy. I'm also running other weight reduction perks, but you'll notice not running Bandolier, and that is because this character I only use energy heavy weapons. Now if you want to use a ballistic weapons, then just simply switch out something, perhaps lock and load, something to get that bandolier, because if you're like me, you hoard ammo so bad that you need an ammo weight reduction for whatever ammo type you use, and that's one reason I focused primarily on using energy weapons. Now, let's go through it though. I have one full heavy gunner, and then I also have a 2-star expert and a 1-star master, and that's just to give me a little more variability in what I can swap in and out. There is no rhyme or reason to that. Now, you can only do so much with perception with a heavy gunner build. I don't need any more than 1 perception because you can't have less than 1. But I grabbed 2 more just to grab this perk, which is completely useless unless you're curious what mobs resistances are, and I'm very curious. I wear this simply for science. It doesn't help the build out particularly in any given way. Now, endurance, I typically will run Life Giver for the extra HP, Chem Fiend because I'm a druggie, Chem Resistant because I don't want to catch any more addictions. I want to lock in the 5 that I'm running. Colanut, I will sometimes swap out for Rejuvenated, and sometimes I'll swap out Chem Fiend for Ghoulish. It doesn't seem to be super effective though when you're in power armor, so I'm actually still playing around with that. I probably won't run Ghoulish. Fireproof is nice, because if you catch on fire, you will die. Now, I've already spoken about the Field Surgeon synergy. Strange in Numbers, though, is one of the most powerful perks. That's a 1-star perk, and I play typically on a team, so this is a very extremely good perk to have. But also, I'll swap out Field Surgeon for a 2-star Inspirational or Rad Sponge, depending on if I'm trying to level or if I'm, with some high health friends who need a little help getting their rads cleared away, or if there's a bloody build on my team that I don't particularly care for. Now over here we have power user, because when you're using a jetpack and flying about, that shit burns through it fast. If I wasn't jetpacking around, I probably would take it off, but I'm not too sure about that. Stabilized is extremely good. Now heavy guns have very bad accuracy, so just the stabilized, if this only helped the accuracy, I would still use it, but on top of that, it gives it a 45% armor penetration, if you will, which is very good, very, very fun. I'm running 3-star Demo Expert because all my weapons are explosive. First aid again is that synergy with a field surgeon, born survivor thing. Action Boy is extremely important in a power armor build because you don't have the ability to have AP refresh on your armor. You also can't be running with mad amount of agility like you can with an unyielding set. So having that refresh is really important, especially if you're running with Dodgy. Dodgy is a OP in every way. Now, if you're VATSing a lot, it can be a little annoying, but this is not a VATS build. You're not going to be VATSing with heavy guns very often. With a flamer, I mean a legacy flamer, VATS actually works very well, but other heavy guns you tend to free aim, so having that AP being used for your Dodgy is actually extremely good, and then the Action Boy synergizes very well with that. Adrenaline doesn't work as well as it used to now that they've changed how damage is additive, but I still run this if I'm PvEing just mainly to keep my agility high, and there's not much else that I would want to run under agility because I'm not doing any sneaking. I'm thundering around like a rhinoceros. But if I am going to PvP, you know, maybe I find some toxic person that wants to say some horrible, hateful comments in area chat after completely being obliterated or obliterating me, it doesn't really seem to affect the outcome of what comes out of their mouths. So I'm kind of confused what's going on there. But in that case, I will unequip Adrenaline and I will run Secret Agent, because apparently VATSing someone with a railway rifle is PvP. I'm not sure. I guess it is. I don't know. The jury is still out on that one, but also one gun army. This is just really good for the staggering and crippling. This is good in PvP and PvE. You can knock people the fuck down. If it's something like an Assaultron or a Deathclaw that power attacks and can stagger you, if you knock them down and cripple them, they can no longer do that. And in PvP, it interrupts their firing to stagger and tags them into VATS if VATS actually worked with normal weapons. Ricochet, there's been videos done on this by many popular YouTubers, but this is a very powerful perk to run in PvE. It says there's an 18% chance of it deflecting back, but it almost seems to pop off every time you get hit, which is confusing, but that's fine. If you're running Ricochet and you're in Strangler Heart, which I am, we'll get to in a second, the poison damage actually hits everything that shot you, and if you have a vampire's weapon equipped, it'll start to heal you. So Ricochet is extremely powerful, and not just stopping that damage, but actually undoing any of the damage that you got that wasn't stopped. So it's so powerful. Starch Genes, obviously, I mean, that's kind of a must, But of course, Class Freak, I always thought that was a must as well, but apparently some people don't use this. Now, I guess there are some builds, if you had certain mutations, where it would be beneficial to just have those extra perks space. And if you're doing a VATS heavy build, you want that luck space, especially, because you have all those luck perks that you need that room for. But for something that, you know, you can't stack up your specials with, like a high health build, I feel that 3 points is a very good trade-off to get rid of that 75% negative effect. So that's a personal opinion that I guess some people disagree with. Again, if I'm PvPing with toxic people, I will take Ricochet off and I'll put on Bloody Mess, even though it's additive now. I'm just trying to maximize my damage output with spray damage and free aim, because basically the game's ruined as far as PvP goes, but that's fine, apparently. And so I also want to go back to this because I don't think I hit on this. Maximizing your endurance is one of the best ways to become tanky. Now there's things like dodgy and ricochet for damage avoidance, and then you have your extremely high damage resistance. But after a while you'll notice damage resistance will actually start to sort of, there's like a soft cap on it, and where it starts, you start getting diminishing returns the higher that number is. And I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, but you will notice this. And I mean, if you think about it and do the math out, if you have 500 damage resistance, which most people in power armor do, that means something has to hit you for more than 500 damage to do any damage to you, and yet that's not the case. You will get damaged, so you know that the damage resistance is just kind of a suggestion. But having higher HP gives you a much deeper pool for having those points eliminated from. So not only do I have almost maximum endurance, but I also am running Life Giver for plus 45 maximum health. And then every time I'm playing, if I'm not specifically trying to level up, I will be on a exploration team, usually with friends, so it's full. And I guess I failed Fashnacht Day, so I hope you guys are happy with that. Then you'll get that +4 endurance bonus, which is really nice for maximizing your HP. And plus, of course, with the eating now, which gives you the max plus 25 HP, which is, it's just so good. As you can see, I'm running Bird Bones just for the agility boost, and then also the fall speed I wanted to be lessened just because I have a jetpack and I want to float around more. Carnivore, that's just really good just for most builds, just for the food. Chameleon is completely unnecessary, you don't need this on this build whatsoever. Eagle Eyes, I got that mostly for the perception boost, and I also don't need tons of strength, so it was a good trade-off for me. If you have a heavy gunner build, you don't have much perception, so I grabbed that to up my perception. Healing factor is just one of the 3 mutations that I put on every build. I love it. It's so good. If you're being a tank build, chem effects can be minus 13%. It's not a huge deal when you're running super stems and psycho buff and you don't really need it to begin with. A herd mentality is a must. Now that you have public teams, you can be on a team by yourself like I am now, and you still get that +2 special. So that is really good for upping my perception, which is low, my agility, which I need to be high because I want to maximize my AP, and of course my endurance for the extra HP to make me more tanky. Marsupial, obviously. Plague Walker, you don't need that on this build. Again, just another way for me to be annoying and kill more things. Scaly Skin, I grab that. I know there's an AP reduction with it, but I already have several mutations that are giving me plus agility, and getting that extra energy resistance and damage resistance was just a nice little cute thing I did. Again, because of what I was talking about earlier with the whole damage resistance cap and shit, you probably don't need scaly skin on this build and you will be just as tanky. I haven't tested that yet. Speed Demon is just, you should probably have that. Because it's a high health build, I'm running 5 addictions. I don't always use Junkies weapons, but when I want to use them, I'm doing max damage with them. The ones that I'm running are Daddy-O, Day Tripper, Formula P, Mentats, and of course alcohol. I picked those because they were the ones that had negative effects of shit that I didn't care about as much as other stuff. So that you can see, this is my other suit of armor that I'm building. It's titanium trousers. It's my T65. It's taking about 17 years to get the bullion for that. But I'm running a data-based head, and I know some people like the little thing that helps you see shit better, but I prefer this just because of the +2 intelligence, which helps me level up faster. Because I'm level 4 million, it takes a long ass time. Now, I do have the medic pump on my chest piece, which synergizes, of course, with that whole Born Survivor shit that I talked about earlier. And you're probably noticing that I have jetpacked arms. This is Legacy. You can't put these on arms anymore. So it's really up to you if you want to run medic pump or a jetpack, because you probably won't be able to get a jetpack on your arm to be able to run the medic pump on your chest. So it's really up to you. I don't know how much it will affect it to run with a jetpack instead of medic pump, because you do have Born Survivor, which does a very similar thing as the medic pump. Having them both definitely is nice, though. So I might, if I were to choose between the two, I might run medic pump instead of the jetpack on the chest piece. I'm very lucky to have these jetpack arms. I'm running the kinetic servos for AP refresh when I'm moving. This is just really good. Anything you can do to boost your AP refresh and power armor you want to do, just because it takes about 17 years, which is oddly about as long as it takes for me to get my titanium trouser set. This is what I have equipped to my quick wheel. I've got my Junkies explosive cryolator, Junkies explosive Gatling plasma, anti-armor explosive Gatling plasma, Vampires explosive napalmer, and then this is the Vampires minigun, which I'll show you what I'm doing with that later. Junkies explosive napalmer and Vampires explosive Gatling plasma. Now I also have berry mentats here for leveling up and for seeing people when I'm PvPing with Toxic Shrimp 97. Psycho Buff for the extra endurance boost and overall health. Formula P for my accuracy. Stealth Boys for railway rifle killers. And Sunshine Oil to fly super fucking high. The legendary perks that I haven't covered, What Rads. This is the most powerful card that I'm running on my entire build for a high health build, because if you're in a nuke zone, if you're taking residual rads, if you're eating something with rads, it doesn't matter. It's always getting rid of it. And I don't even have it leveled up to the maximum amount, and I can walk around in a nuke zone. In my Strangler Heart, which doesn't have the highest radiation resistance, and I literally don't get rads. You'll see like one rad going on and off over and over, and it doesn't add up. I wasn't sure what to do with my last slot, I'll be completely honest. I'm trying running Funky Duds for now, because a Marler Queen actually killed me. And the reason why that's noteworthy is, since I made this build, I don't recall any mob actually downing me. So I was kind of shook up about that. I don't know if they buffed poison damage again. So I just peed my pants a little bit, and I grabbed Funky Duds, because I don't want to fucking die. That's the whole fucking point of this build. I hate dying. It makes me feel weak. And I am not weak. Alright, fucking. Alright, so this is a demonstration of the What Rads perk in full effect. My HP going from 415, 414, 415. You just don't get the rads, and it is so nice. And the Ricochet perk, extremely powerful. I have a vampire's weapon equipped right now, and as you can see, not only do they do fuck all for damage, but any time that Ricochet perk pops off, they get poisoned, my vampire effect goes into effect, and it heals any damage that would have been done. And here's the fun thing about this build. I can maximize how tanky I am simply by changing what weapon I have. If I don't feel that I'm putting out enough damage, I'll switch to Junkies, and my Junkies weapons will do the maximum amount of damage. But if I really want to tank something, like be as strong as I can, then I'll equip the Vampire's weapon, and I just stand here, and as you can see, I'm getting hit right now by 3 explosive turrets, which usually fuck you up so bad. And my HP just, it's like actually healing back up all the way. Like, it's ridiculous. I have explosive legacies. If I'm in close quarters though, that can be a little dangerous. So I actually saw an awesome video by Angry Turtle, and I incorporated this a little bit into the build for close quarters combat. You put a shredder on a minigun, you put basher on, and if the minigun has extra bash damage, it actually does more damage, but I don't have that, but I have a vampire's one, so I put this on it, and you just walk up to them and grind the actual fucking shit out of them. I don't know why this is a thing, but you just have no ammo equipped, and so that when you hold the trigger down it just spins and nothing happens. It is actually glorious. I don't even remember having this much fun in Fallout, and I've done a great deal of many fun things, like well, there was, wait, no. Anyway, if I up my blocker perk, which I don't have maxed out yet, these ghouls will actually be doing less damage than they are right now, which is 0 because I just grind the fuck out of them with a vampire's weapon, so I just heal up. But it's really nice if you're just like hate dying. Like, let's say you ordered a pizza. Hey, I can't pause the game, so I'll just leave my character sitting here, and everybody's gonna come up and shoot at it, and it'll just be fine. I'll just go down, give them a nice tip, because these are trying times, and maybe when I answer the door, it won't be a Jehovah's Witness. Like this glowing deathclaw here. I'm just kidding. I'm sure glowing deathclaws would never in any way resemble a Jehovah's Witness, except for that one that came to my house last year. Now, I understand why you would want to talk about the Lord, but when I try to talk to you about the Lord, suddenly you remember how to swear? I don't think so. That's just not okay. We can both talk about the Lord, or you can kindly fuck off. That's just how the rules are at my house. I want us to be open and communicate with each other. That's it. This has been an extremely fun thing to level this character up and complete it. The legendary perks took 17 years, as I already said, to get, and I'm still not maxed out, but the returns on it is very fun when you know you can just walk wherever the hell you want, and I mean wherever the hell you want, and you know nothing can actually fucking kill you. Like, that is a powerful feeling. And yes, my character's name is Gunther, not Timbit the Donut Man, but that's because we can't change the names of our characters, and that's on Bethesda. I'm Mr. Church. Thank you so much for suffering through yet another of my videos, and I will see you in the next one. A Ghoul Slayer's